Are you sabotaging your diet without even knowing it? Today, we're going to be talking about 10 specific strategies or things to be aware of that might be sabotaging your weight loss journey. Let's get into it. But before doing that, I'd be curious to know what specific diets you're doing, what techniques you're implementing right now, because we're trying to build community here and share ideas. Also, don't forget to like and follow if you haven't done so already, and subscribe so you're getting all the information you can about hormone optimization, weight loss tips, ways to effectively work out and save time, and so much more. So who am I? My name's Andy J. I am here to support millennial men as we are aging into our 40s and beyond. Welcome to the Brotherhood. That's what we're talking about today, is weight loss techniques, because I know that as we age, keeping the weight off becomes more and more difficult. So today I'm going to be sharing some strategies that I think will really help pay dividends in the long run. So the first mistake is extreme calorie restriction. So severely cutting calories can often have a negative effect. So it's something to be mindful of. Basically what happens is it can actually have an effect of slowing your metabolism down, which I think this is the reason why most diets fail. You end up gaining all the way back and then some after you try to stop your diet, or the diet just doesn't work out. And it's because people go hog wild and cut calories too much, which I think can be problematic. The solution there is basically moderate calorie restriction. You want to be emphasizing maybe 300 to 500 calorie deficit and not anything more. The literature tends to show that doing so will help you not slow your metabolism as quickly, and then you'll be able to reach that end goal that you want to reach a little bit easier without basically crushing your metabolism. So then when you stop the diet, all your hard time and results go away. Another quick tip related to this is download a calorie tracking app like Cronometer so you can actually track how much you're eating, because if you're not measuring it, you don't really know where you're going. So again, a 300 to 500 calorie deficit is what you want to be shooting for, and try not to go anywhere above that, because then there can be some negative issues connected to that. Another mistake that some people do when dieting is cutting out entire food groups. There's all these sexy diets out there like keto, or these like low fat diets that are almost cutting out entire macronutrients, like cutting out almost all carbohydrates or all fats or something like that. These can lead to nutrition deficiencies, and it's basically unsustainable. Most people end up quitting these diets because it's quite stressful on the body. And really at the end of the day, like I said before, it's about just putting yourself in a safe calorie deficit. Getting your carbs, your fats, and your proteins together is a more sustainable and healthy way to go about dieting. Now, as a caveat, I do use these types of approaches more for elimination diets, but for people that are strictly trying to lose body fat, I don't think it's ultimately the way to go. If you look at this study right here, it shows that the ketogenic diet provides a lot of short-term benefits, such as improvements in body weight, total cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure. However, these effects after 1 year, when compared to the effects of a conventional weight loss diet, are not significantly different. And then I've seen other papers where there's actually additional stress on your system, suppression of thyroid hormone, which I don't think is good to be doing that. So really, if you want to use it as like a short-term protocol, it's okay, but really keep that in mind that you need to be mindful of bringing in those other macronutrients, specifically carbohydrates, in the long term, or you're going to yo-yo back and gain all the weight back. Another mistake that sometimes people do is when they want to eat clean, they just eat a crap load of healthy food, and so it still has calories. And so the issue here is that people can actually gain weight on healthy foods, which is sometimes a misconception that people don't understand. So again, gets back down to calories. That's why I recommend using Cronometer or MyFitnessPal or some kind of app like that, because then you can track your calories, and then if you're able to lose weight. I don't recommend this, but it has been shown people can lose weight on eating McDonald's because if they monitor their calories. Obviously, there's not as much nutrients there. They're missing a lot of vitamins and minerals, but in a short-term result, you can lose weight. So this is why I think just monitoring the calories is so important. Another issue that people will fall into is using diet pills or supplements to lose weight. They can have a place in certain supplements or diet pills as far as increasing metabolism. Caffeine can be really effective, for example, for this, but often people abuse these things and also get lazy just thinking they can take a pill and eat like crap or not really monitor their calories, and it's not going to be effective. And this is why a lot of studies have showed that diet pills are really not that effective. And so, be mindful of that. I don't think that's really needed. But if, for example, you've been dieting for a while and you're kind of plateauing, using certain supplements could be useful at a certain point. But I think that's a whole nother topic to consider. I would just say stay away from them for now, monitor your calories, and you'll be set. Another thing that tends to sabotage people in losing weight is inconsistent eating patterns. So what this means is skipping meals, eating at irregular eating times, not being consistent. What this does is it can lead to patterns of overeating, and also it's quite stressful for your metabolism. So the solution here is to just maintain a consistent eating schedule, sometimes making eating a little bit more boring, but then you're able to track your calories and then you're consistent and you're basically be able to hit your goal. The main thing here is you need to really come to terms with yourself as far as if you really want to reach these goals, how serious are you and what are you committed to do to be able to reach your weight loss goals. If this is just some kind of half-baked idea that you are just really not that serious about, you're probably not going to be successful anyway. So really sitting down and coming to terms is this something you really want? Is this something that's important to you? Would you be willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goal? If that's the case, then you'll be able to follow a lot of these recommendations I'm making as far as being strict with your calorie consumption, maybe not being able to eat all the things you want to eat. Then you'll be able to hit your goal because you're focused and motivated. The sixth mistake I want to talk about, which is something that trips up a lot of people, is liquid calories. So sugary drinks, alcohol, even eating or having giant fruit smoothies or something can have a high amount of calories in certain situations, which then can add to weight gain unknowingly. So being mindful of that, because you can throw back a few drinks and that adds up over time. So some alternatives for other beverages that are low or zero calorie or things like water, obviously herbal teas, black coffee, these are all 0 calorie and you can experiment with those. Diet sodas and things can be used when you're in a pinch and if you're really craving things, but I also would not necessarily rely on them too much, but those could also work too as a way to be mindful of your calories. But there is some literature to show that people who do consume diet sodas, for example, can get into patterns of overeating. So again, it's about tracking the calories. If you're tracking the calories, you can have a diet soda every single day and you're going to lose weight. And the seventh mistake that everyone should be mindful of is not drinking enough water. So the importance of being hydrated is very good for overall health and metabolism, obviously. Now, as far as how much water you should drink, often that's overestimated or underestimated. So everyone's a little bit different depending on how hot it is outside and all that. What's better to do is make sure that you're drinking enough water so when you urinate, it's a light straw color. I also recommend mineralizing your water, so adding some trace mineral drops so you're just not drinking empty water with no nutrition in it whatsoever. Doing those things can really help a lot in keeping your progress going and reaching your goals for weight loss. And the last one that there is just a pile of evidence to support this is not getting enough sleep. So it really shows that if you're really lacking in getting a sufficient amount of quality sleep each night, you're going to have such a hard time losing the weight. So you can obviously, the calorie tracking, all that's super important, but it's going to slow your progress down if you're not getting enough good quality sleep. So I always like to emphasize the quality component because you may actually not need to get 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep, but if your quality is good, you don't have to get as many hours. So monitoring that, seeing if you're waking up feeling groggy or tired, or you're waking up feeling energetic, these are good indications that your sleep quality is good or not. If it isn't, you need to go deeper and look into other things to help support that. This is a larger topic. I should make another video on this. You could also go to your doctor and get a sleep study done. I notice a lot of people, particularly us aging men as we get older, we tend to develop either full-on apnea or some light version of apnea, and that's going to be impacting your sleep quality because it's more difficult to breathe at night. So it's something to look at. You may want to use nasal strips or something to help improve your breathing. If you notice you're snoring, that's light apnea. So you're experiencing some level of suffocation, which is obviously lowering your sleep quality. So these are things to prioritize and keep in mind so you can get better results. The ninth mistake to keep in mind is stress and emotional eating. So often when people are in a stressful or emotional state, they tend to use food as a way to kind of help support ourselves. And this is also because a lot of food is energy dense. When we feel tired or emotionally stressed, we need more energy. So this is a way to help us satisfy that. Again, being mindful of our calories, that can be very important. So we know that if you do want to have a little bit of a treat and you're staying within your caloric amounts, it's totally fine. But then look for other solutions as far as like meditation, stress management, light exercise, trying to find some other hobby or something to kind of get your mind off of what you're fixated on and something to create a little bit more joy in your life. This can really help balance out any of the stressors and help you achieve your weight loss goals that much easier. And then the 10th mistake that I think a lot of people make is just setting these like lofty, unrealistic goals. So being overly ambitious while you're setting your goals can be demotivating because you're making it harder for yourself to succeed. So what's better is to set smaller goals that are more easily achievable and then build off of that. So having more of something like milestones, for example, in smaller amounts, like, I want to get to basically losing 10 pounds and then keep that as your short-term goal. Then once you reach that, then you can try to lose another 10 pounds. Something like that is a lot better because then along the way, you're being motivated to keep going versus like if you set this large goal and it takes forever to get there, most of the time you're probably going to quit because it's just too large of a mountain to climb up to be able to achieve that goal. So I hope some of these strategies at least kind of creates a little bit more awareness around some things that could be sabotaging you in achieving the goals for losing weight. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe and follow and comment and all that other stuff to help support the channel. Also, let me know of your own experiences in the comments or anything you want to add to the conversation. That's always greatly appreciated. At this point, some other videos are popping up that's related to this and other strategies to help you on your weight loss journey. So look for those. And other than that, I hope you're having a fantastic day and I will talk to you soon.